So HSBC is just one of the banks that has threatened to leave the UK, or at least move their headquarters elsewhere, if the UK were to break up the banks along the lines of separating consumer and investment banking. Do you think that something that extreme could happen?
Absolutely. Not just HSBC, but HSBC and Barclays. Both those organizations could easily move, literally within a week, completely out of the country into another jurisdiction because they already have operations in other jurisdictions. But they would only do that if the government goes to the extreme of physically breaking up the organizations instead of penalizing them for having an organization.
Will they do that?
I think ultimately what we're going to see, and this is just speculation, so we shouldn't invest on this, but I think there'll be some kind of economic penalty for being both an investment bank and a retail bank. And that'll be either a taxation or some kind of capital adequacy increases for doing that. So it'll be far less profitable to be a universal bank in the UK than it is now. But I doubt they'll go to the extent where they'll break them up completely.
What about the prop trading question?
The prop trading is probably gone. We should probably say goodbye to that already. It's just a matter of time before we get rid of that, because they use the term casino banking all the time. And in fact, all they're referring to is proprietary trading. So we can't save that. We're going to have to let that go. But the rest of the bank should be safe.
Now, you said this is speculation. We shouldn't invest on it. But what should people do about banking stocks at the moment?
The most reasonable thing is to take banks out of your long-term hold positioning and put them into a one-year hold, because this is going to take quite a bit of time before this happens. We don't know. And this is 100% political. The mathematics and economics of this do not count. It's all political. And when it becomes completely political, you have to wait to see for more clarity before you invest.
And this has created a lot of uncertainty. I mean, this commission is going to take an entire year to come up with its recommendations.
Why a year? I don't understand the length of time that this is going to take. They're just going to put fear and uncertainty into the market for literally a 12-month period, in a period of time where we need investors to put money into the banks, not pull it out. So this is a big question.
Now, Ralph, we have to talk about HSBC and Michael Geoghegan. How on earth did this happen?
It's a good question, because HSBC has grown and has been the most powerful bank in the world, quite frankly, because they've been very steady. And this is just a great surprise. Now, I don't blame the leaders of the banks, especially in the UK, wanting to leave. Why? Because the highlight of their career was bringing them through this economic crisis. We're done now. No leaders want to be part of a regulatory change. It's no fun whatsoever, so that's why they're leaving. But HSBC, I thought, would have had a good plan in place before Green left, and they didn't, and that was a big surprise.
How are investors going to be feeling right now? I mean, it's a shock.
Worried. They're going to be worried. I think that most investors are going to pull their money out of the UK into the French banking system, into maybe even Japan. The banking system there seems to be strong. It looks like that the British banking system is a short hold positions right now, and that's not very good for them at this point.
All right, Ralph Silva, strategist from Silva Research Network. We really thank you for coming in.